Helium network light hotspots are on the way, and development capacity is being prioritized to get light hotspots online and functional as soon as possible. This is great news for anyone who has dealt with their hotspot being relayed for an extended period of time or with their hotspot coming out of sync every few weeks. The migration to light hotspots should greatly benefit miners on the network and ultimately make HNT mining more profitable, as the cost of miner hardware is expected to decrease and hotspot downtime is also expected to be minimized. HIPs 54 and 55 were passed just a few days ago, so we can expect the work being done for light hotspots to really pick up. The light hotspot testnet is already being worked on, and the first round of light hotspot hardware audits has already been approved. This is a very exciting step in the right direction for the Helium network, and we seem to be on track of the development timeline to get these light hotspots into production around the end of Q2 of this year. Let's take a look at the details in today's video. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on the Crypto Compound channel. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in. It really helps support the channel and I'd really appreciate it. Today we are going to be discussing the continued development of light hotspots and their movement and progress onto the Helium network. There have been a few HIPs and a few development tasks that have been pushed back and deprioritized in favor of getting these light hotspots online and functioning sooner rather than later. We're going to touch on all of the updates, all of the testnet information, and some hardware audit approvals that have been happening over the past week or so. We will get to all of that in today's video. Before we do that, let's take a look here. Congratulations on passing 600,000 hotspots on the Helium network. This is a tremendous milestone, and as you can see, with 78,000 hotspots being onboarded in the last 30 days, the Helium network continues to grow at an extraordinary rate, only solidifying its position here as the largest and fastest growing decentralized wireless network on the planet. Guys, I also did want to note that with this community and this network being so worldwide and so global, of course, this is not a political news channel or anything like that. I just wanted to say I hope everybody is safe, and my thoughts and prayers go out to the people that are being affected by what is going on in the world today. Now for today's video, guys, we are going to be discussing the light hotspot roadmap. I am very excited for the kinks to be worked out here and for these light hotspots to be online. Now guys, before we get into the progress being made here on the roadmap, I do want to take a look at something we looked at in another video that is also incredibly related to the benefits of this migration to light hotspots. As we know, HIP 55 was recently passed, and that was needed in order for the light hotspot network to be rolled out. As we can see, there were some people that were really concerned about the migration of a small percentage of HNT rewards for hotspot miners now going to the validators for HIP 55, and HIP 55 was a critical HIP that needed to be passed in order for light hotspots to actually work and be rolled out. As we can see here, Helium, the CEO and founder of Helium Inc., makes a few points here on reasons why we would benefit, and of course the reasons that people were against this HIP. These are direct benefits and cons to the light hotspots as well. As we can see, no more hotspot syncing, no more relayed hotspots or port forwarding issues, no more SD card issues. All of these things are reasons why we are going to benefit from light hotspots. One of the biggest and most important ones here is hotspots will become cheaper due to reduced hardware requirements, which leads to an increase in Helium HNT mining for hotspot owners. Of course, also there will be a significantly less downtime with no hotspot syncing issues. Me, myself, I have had 2 hotspots in the past month come offline for between 4 and 6 days. And over those days, I earned no HNT on those hotspots. That is going to be a problem of the past once this migration happens, and will lead to more consistent, more predictable, and more profitable Helium HNT mining for the mining community. Now guys, if we look here, this is the latest update to the roadmap as they announced the testnet here that we'll take a look at in a second. As you can see, they say hardware-based hotspots are now participating in a new proof of coverage with validators on testnet. In this test, all hotspot use testnet validators for blockchain information and do not need to sync to the blockchain directly. They also receive proof of coverage challenges from validators. Now, if we go over to what this testnet looks like right now, here is what it looks like. Obviously, the very beginning stages, having to work out some of the kinks here. But as you can see, they are onboarding a few hotspots at a time here to really test how the functionality will look and even how it will look from a user perspective. Because as we know, these hotspots are not going to be syncing to the blockchain once this light hotspot migration is complete. They will just simply be online or offline. As you can see right now, if we select one of these, you can see sync status says syncing. That is actually incorrect, which is rather interesting because if we go over here to the known issues here with the testnet already, we can see that Coax has already highlighted the fact that this should not be syncing. They should be connected because as we can see, light hotspot sync status says syncing when they don't actually sync a blockchain. They receive block information from validators. We'll need to update that text. There are a few other issues, known issues, that are relevant to the changes that will be made. This is just a bug regarding the rewards dashboard. However, there's another issue here as it shows that some hotspots on the testnet are actually relayed right now. As we know from Amir's post here, that is not going to be a reality in this new world of light hotspots. So they say light hotspots still have a peer-to-peer address in the API hotspot object response and thus shows relayed. This is something we'll have to fix on the ETL side. Light hotspots no longer communicate over peer-to-peer and connect directly to validators over gRPC, so we'll have to update that as well. So already there are known issues with the very first iteration here of the testnet, but of course this is still the very beginning stages of this testnet. It's going to be very interesting to see how this really transforms and evolves before this goes live and this becomes the new Helium network. I, of course, will keep you guys all up to date on any of the latest interesting news and announcements and updates regarding this testnet. But I also did really want to highlight the fact that there is a lot of progress being made on other fronts, as you can see here from a long AP announcement in the Discord. By the way, did you see that our latest AP Pro passed the Light Hotspot hardware audit? We are now awaiting next steps and final DY/MOC approval. And as you can see here in the notes from this week's Helium DY community call, we can see near the MOC updates, Light Hotspot first batch audits have been approved. So there is a lot of progress being made here with regards to the Light Hotspots. It's great to see all of this starting to really kick up and come together. Now, if we go over here to the Light Hotspot beta documentation, we can actually see the development timeline here. And as you can see, January 2022, hardware audit starts for Light Hotspot manufacturers. And as we've seen just last week, they are now finally actually completing those audits and being approved. So it seems like we are very much on track of this development timeline, which is really good to see from Helium. As we know, the timelines can get a bit stretched out at times due to unknown issues that increase the timeline for some of these rollouts. However, for now, it seems as though we are on track as the audit starting in January and finishing just a few weeks ago does seem to be on track. Now we can expect in the next few weeks to actually see all of the approved manufacturers via HIP 19 to actually be participating in the testnet. That is going to be very interesting to see them come online, interact, and develop their hardware and their backends to now function correctly with this testnet. Now guys, I also really wanted to highlight one conversation here in the Discord, which really highlights the need and the benefits that we will experience from this Light Hotspot migration. As you can see, somebody here was talking about their setups and how the beacons are not working correctly. Some of their setups are just not functioning as they should. And of course, that is extremely frustrating. As you can see, the beacons, invalid witnesses, all of that, which is very bad because you are not earning HNT at these stages. And of course, people are buying and spending money on this stuff. I've been experiencing this myself and it is extremely frustrating. And as you can see, Jeremy here, or Germ, as he's known here in the Discord, says when Light Hotspots as a reaction to what this guy is saying, because Light Hotspots really do fix all of these issues. He responds and says, literally makes no sense, took all the precautions, everything working and no results. And Germ then says, I hear you, it's frustrating and I'm sorry that happened. If you're new, this is exactly the kind of problem we're trying to solve with Light Hotspots. I think that really sums up the main reason why Helium is really prioritizing these Light Hotspots. It seems as though the growth and scale of the Helium network has just outgrown the original hardware that was built into these hotspots, and it makes far more sense for a lot of these tasks to be maintained by these professional validators. Now, we have to remember these validators aren't just regular people. They are people who have invested an incredible amount of money and time and infrastructure into running this hardware that allows them to be a validator. So by them taking on some of these tasks is going to really benefit the network. It is going to let the network run far smoother, and it is going to make the network far more stable and predictable. But guys, we covered a lot. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are here with regards to this rollout of the light hotspots. I myself am very excited to see the progress. I hope that it rolls out without any major delays and that we see a far more stable, predictable, and profitable Helium mining community after this rollout and migration is complete. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. Let me know if I'm missing anything that you guys have seen. Of course, I can't be everywhere and see everything, so anything that you guys can point me to in the comments down below would be super appreciated. But guys, that is all I have for today's video. I hope this was helpful in some way. Please hit that like and subscribe if you have not already. In fact, YouTube actually let me know that 72% of the viewers are not actually subscribed to this channel. Guys, it would be so appreciated if you guys could just hit that subscribe button. It really helps me make and push out more of this Helium network community content. Thank you guys all so much for being here. Thank you for watching until the end. But that is all I have for today's video. So just like that, this video is over, and I'll see you